Good morning, everyone. This is Renee, your San Francisco Bay gardener, and I just wanted to come and give you a short review of the square foot garden, but also to catch you up on my flowers. That pink flower that's tall there, I didn't have the name of it, but I found out that that's a scabiosa pincushion flower. Okay, I'm still not sure what flower this is, but this yellow flower here is called a Nemosia raspberry lemonade. I just went to back to my nursery where I purchased these plants, and they still had some, so I was able to identify them. And that's yarrow coming up, and my one zinnia. And this is funny. I think this is a calla lily that I thought that I had killed, so I wasn't sure. So I just put the bulb there, and it seems to be growing back, and it likes this place, so I'm going to leave it there. Now, so here are my gladiola bulbs that came up. I thought they were dead, but nope, they're pretty strong. Oh, and this scabiosa plant here, the bees love them. So if you want pollinator flowers, this is the one to get. If you have the room, it gets very tall. This is about 4 feet high, and about the same width. So you have to have a lot of room for it. And again, that's my let me see. Okay, that plant there is the black-eyed Susan, and it will also take over. So it's already intruding into the scabiosa, and it's covering up my calla lilies if I don't watch it. So I'm going to have to cut that back. And this is the planter that I thought that I killed everything in it, but nope, it came back. And this is the verbena that was looking so bad. It was just, I didn't like that heat up against the fence. And these are zincas. I probably should put one more plant off in there. I'll see. But anyway, this is the plant, the flower raised bed that I have. And again, when I planted it, I really didn't care what I was planting in there, just so long as they were perennials. This is supposed to be a, well, I can't think of it right now. I'll put it in the notes. But anyway, it's not liking this area, but it's surviving. This over here is that impromptu garden, that's what I call it. And there's the mirror that I put in there for decorations, and the bird was trying to attack it. My son said he thought that the mirror was his rival, so that's why he was attacking it. But eventually he left it alone. So there's the borage. The yarrow is beginning to flower. Petunias. Let me see. Not sure what this is. I'll have to get back to you and put it in the notes. And that is That is calendula. And I have begonias there. And some plant back here. I'm not sure what this is. It's a dianthus. This one right here. Not looking too good. Another begonia hidden there. Begonia hidden by the yarrow. I planted so much yarrow I didn't know whether it was going to come up or not. And I tried to thin it out by taking some plants out. I might have to take some more out. This one right here, I don't know what it is, but it's big. Okay, and here is what the square foot garden is looking like. Begonias, strawberries, those two strawberry plants, runners that I tried to propagate, they worked, and my son is now growing those in his garden. And I had a runner that just took off on its own. It's somewhere back off in here, and it just rooted on its own. I didn't see it, so you might have another plant growing. So tomatoes are getting taller. Trying to show you how wild this thing is looking. So if you have a square foot garden, this is what you can expect. If you like wild looking plants, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, so here's the tomatoes, and we have tomatoes growing up here. This is the early girl tomato. It's beginning to flower so much more than it did before. I have tomatoes underneath here. Let's see. Three there. Those are the same from last week. And I believe this is the cherry tomato, the sun gold. Lots of flowers, but not too many tomatoes. The tomatoes are hidden off inside that cluster of plants. I'll see if I can show them to you. You have one or a few here. Let me see if I can get them on camera. Oh, there they are. A few here. Nothing's turning red though. Okay, the grapes are taking off. And like I said, I visited the nursery where I bought this plant. These two plants. Oh, and this sun gold cherry tomato is growing in amongst the grape arbor. But I don't know, they don't seem to mind. The grapes were wrapping around, the grapevines were wrapping around the tomatoes. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but it is what it is because I don't have any more room for them. And surprisingly, the grapes are getting bigger and bigger. Let me see if I can get in amongst these. Oh, here they are. Look at that. I have a cluster there. And I see another cluster here. And I am really happy about that. The grape plant at the grapevine at the nursery, their grapes are just about the same size, so mine are coming in on schedule. Okay, still have aphids on these tomato leaves. Let me see if I can. Again, I'll have to spray with water. I'm not going with the diatomaceous earth. They seem to be leaving the tomatoes alone. They're not chewing the leaves, so I'll let it do what it does. Do what it do, as they say. Here's the tomatoes. These are the purple. Let me see. What is that called? Okay, so these are the Cherokee purple tomatoes. They're coming in. So in spite of them being everything being so close together, I'm still getting fruit. And here are my beans. They're coming in. I did 2 harvests last week, and probably will have to harvest again today. Harvest about every 4 days. Let me see. There's some more tomatoes on that early girl. Beans. Let me see. Beans are coming in pretty well. Just be careful where you stick your hands, everyone. I don't know. You probably can't see through all this jungle, but anyway. Beans are coming in, tomatoes are coming in, grapes are coming in. So even though it looks a mess, you'll still get a harvest. Petunias are doing really well. My peppers, not so much. Let me see. Here again, banana peppers. Struggling. And the other jalapeno pepper I have over here, not doing so well. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Not so well. I need to cut back the leaves and limbs of some of these plants so we can get some more air. And that looks like it's going to be like every 2 weeks that I have to do that so that we can see the fruit. Okay, hold on, you guys. Okay, this is it used to be called a succulent garden because that's what I had here. But now the nasturtiums have taken over. So they're going wild. And I had a daylily come up. So that's the progress there. Okay, I wanted to show you guys, believe it or not, I did have a plan when I did the square foot garden. Unfortunately, when I planted all those seeds, a lot of them came up from seed, I didn't keep a record of what was what, and it wasn't until I couldn't identify what was growing that I went back and made a map of the garden, and it was guesswork trying to figure out what was what. But you'll see that I have 3 rows going across and 6 going vertically. So that's each, and these post-it notes each represent a different square. So if you grow a square foot garden, draw your map before you plant, then you won't have a problem identifying what's growing. And you'll see here, I had to take one of my plants out, so this is crossed out. It's blank there. But anyway, yeah, I advise drawing a map, and also I keep a journal of what I'm doing. Like this is July 2023. Each day I put down something that happened in the garden, something that was new. I underline what I planted there, so I'll know, I can figure out when it's supposed to bloom. And this just came from a journal that my goddaughter got me. It was a 5-year calendar journal, and I think they have those at Amazon. And they're not expensive, so you can figure out, what you've done over the course of 5 years. Like this is 2023, and then here's 2022, and I have 2021 in the back. So yeah, this is my journal, and I keep notes and everything. And another thing I'm going to start doing, I should have done, is to keep my receipts from things I bought, plants I bought, so then I can figure out again what it is I have in the garden. And this is one last thing, something that I wish I had before I started planting. This book called Carrots Love Tomatoes by Louise Riot, Secrets of Companion Planting for Successful Gardening. It is really a good, simple book. If you turn to the front, it tells you like each different kinds of plants, like broccoli, what can go with broccoli, what it doesn't like. Here are bush beans, where you should plant them, what they like. This says bush beans planted in strawberry rows are mutually helpful. Well, I have them sorted near the strawberries, so they're going all right. I think that overall I did a pretty good job of companion planting, but I wish I had this book ahead of time. So it tells you all the different kinds of plants, or not every plant, but a lot of them. Excuse me. And it also gives some suggestions on how to plant, different techniques. They have some charts back here that are, I don't know, just past garden techniques, but their charts are kind of hard to read, but you don't have to have the charts if you just read the text. So anyway, it's called Carrots Love Tomatoes. And one thing I learned is the yarrow plants that I took out and put into pots, they go well in herb gardens. So I'm going to transplant them into my herb garden. So I didn't really want to leave them in the plants because they get in the pots because they get really big. So anyway, I hope you have a blessed day. Enjoy your garden, and I will see you next week. And thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.